Okay, very unusually I'm your chair for 2 minutes whilst we elect a chair because Councillor Sturton and Councillor Buchanan both can't be with us this evening, so there is no chair. So I've got one message to pass on and then we need to do an election of the chair. The first message is just that obviously we've got planning and highways in this room at 7:30. So when this meeting finishes, if I could ask those councillors that aren't staying for planning and highways to please leave the room as early as possible so that we can set the room up ready for planning and highways, because we've got a number of members of the public coming for that meeting. So that's that message. And then the second message I've got is we need to take nominations for the chair for this meeting. So if I could have any nominations for chair. Okay, we've got a nomination from Councillor Weirmill. Does that find a second then? Councillor Markwell. So if we have a vote please. All those in favour of Councillor Weirmill being the chair for this meeting? Those against? And any abstentions? Okay, so that's carried. And I hand over to Councillor Weirmill. That's my 2 minutes of routine.
Thank you for that. Yes, I did chair the last meeting, so hopefully there's a little bit of continuity. Okay, right. Okay, so I'll officially start the meeting. We've elected the chair, and now we're looking for apologies for our absence.
Thank you, Chair. So the apologies for this evening are Councillor Sturton for work commitments, Councillor Buchanan for personal commitments, Councillor Dubas for personal commitments, Councillor Horu for work commitments, and Councillor Rutland for work commitments.
Do you want to yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Right, so I'll just go back to start the full council meeting. Right. Thank you to all councillors and officers joining us for today's meeting. Councillors and officers are reminded of their commitment to the civility and respect pledge and to be mindful during the meeting. Please be aware that the council is videoing this meeting and will be uploaded to the YouTube channel. Just to highlight some key points of the meeting format, please can I make sure that everybody has their phones turned off or silenced. Please remain seated unless you are invited to speak or need to take a comfort break. The toilet facilities are out in the corridor. Fire exits are through the doors out of the chamber and down the external fire escape, or through the main entrance through which you enter the building. The assembly point is at the Royal Mail Parcel Office. In the event of a fire, the lift shouldn't be used, and for those who require the lift, officers will guide you with the correct process. I ask that participants looking to leave the meeting wait until the end of an agenda item to limit distractions for other participants. So all present, please remember to show respect to others in the meeting and avoid interrupting where possible to enable others to follow the meeting. If any councillors feel concerned about any aspect of the meeting or discussion, please clearly state point of order and I will then gesture for you to elaborate. If anyone present is felt to be behaving unacceptably, they will be ejected from the meeting by resolution. Thank you for listening. And on behalf of the council, I'd like to thank everyone for attending today's meeting.
We need to approve or not approve the reasons for absence.
Right.
So the reason I read it out that's all we need to ask.
Okay. So we need to have a vote to accept the details of any of the apologies for absence as previously written out by the town clerk. So those in favour of accepting the details for apologies for absence. Thank you. Anyone?
It's a point of order there. I know we've verified everything. How do you verify it? Because otherwise we're doing it on word of mouth here, so that's like a bit of clarity maybe for the next meeting or in the future, if that's okay.
Through the chair, I don't know how we can verify that. Yes. You know, if they say that there were work commitments or personal commitments, but
you can see where I'm coming from, like, can't you? On this.
Well, I think we just have to take it as read that our council colleagues are telling the truth, but we're noting it.
Right, yeah.
I think that's it's the formality.
Yeah, but I put my hand up in favour of it, and I don't quite know, of course, if they're telling the truth. It's up to the person concerned to.
Why wouldn't they?
You know.
Anyway,
Put the board event. I don't want someone
yeah.
interrupting.
Yes, quite. All right. Okay. Anyone against accepting the?
I'm going to abstain because of what I've just said, actually, until I get some clarity about the procedure you do for apologies of absence.
So anyone against accepting? Anyone abstaining? Thank you. Okay. Right. The next one is item 3, disclosure of interests. To accept any disclosure by councillors of interest that they are aware of in relation to matters on the agenda, whether registered or not, and confirmation of any procedural steps that they will take because of this. Councillors arriving late at the meeting will be asked to confirm if they have any interest to disclose at the point that they arrive. So does anyone have any disclosures of interest they wish to declare? Councillor Bristow.
I think it's already noted, but just for clarification, confirmation, that was a councillor for Lewis District Council as well, and Lewis District Council is mentioned in our response.
Thank you. Any?
Me too.
Right, thank you.
I have to do as well.
So, Councillor Bristow, Councillor Meek, Councillor Olivia Honeyman. Any other mentions? That's noted then. Okay, do we have to do anything more?
No, that's fine.
That's fine. Okay.
There's no public consultation.
Item 4, we have no members of the public, so we shall move on. Item 5, petitions. In accordance with the Town Council petitions policy, a standard agenda item to facilitate any public petitions being presented. Do we have any petitions?
We don't.
No. Okay. So we will move on to the main and only agenda item, which has caused this extra general meeting to come about, which is the local government reorganisation consultation response June 2026. You'll be familiar with the fact that we have already examined this in some detail at the extraordinary meeting in January, things have moved on and new proposals have been put, and we have been given a very short period of time to respond. I hope you've all been able to read the papers that the Town Clerk has sent to us, and I will now hand over to the Clerk for further discussion.
Thank you, Chair. So, just to echo what the Chair said, we have until next week, I think it is, or later on this week, to submit our response to the modification proposal by the government, which is effectively the One East Sussex proposal, but with Peacehaven, Telscombe Cliffs, Saltdean and Falmer being taken out of East Sussex and being moved into a Brighton and Hove Unitary Authority. We have pulled together proposed or recommended responses, officer produced recommended responses, but obviously we welcome any input or feedback from councillors as to how that should be amended before we agree on a form of words which we will then feedback to the consultation.
Colleagues, any comments, queries? Councillor Dunn.
Do I stand as the full council? Thank you. Thank you, Chair. You don't have to, and I have got it written down for Georgia to give to you, but I will read it out. But on page 10, question 4, the answer, everything, I support everything that the officers have submitted in relation to the comments, and also I've read what you sent afterwards, Steve, regarding what Lewis District have responded. But I just wondered if we could add just a small paragraph from what the answer on page 10 was, while Seaford is not directly affected by the proposal, the aggravation of the services currently provided by East Sussex County Council to the area proposed to be annexed by Brighton and Hove would have to undergo a disruptive and costly transfer to the new authority for no apparent reason. There, at that point, I would wonder if you'd be interested to add, the size proposed will not be efficient or improve capacity and will come with heavy financial burdens. It will lack sustainable public services, weaken community engagement and remove neighbourhood empowerment. Just felt that we could incorporate that. I mean, we don't have to, but it was just what I felt was it's entirely up to the committee. I can give it to Georgia if she wants. Sorry, I didn't type it.
Does anyone have any comments on Councillor Dunn's proposal? Councillor Honeyman?
Thank you again, Chair. Yes, has the town clerk seen financial situation between the three major councils, West Sussex, East Sussex, Brighton and Hove, and the amalgamation of all the districts and boroughs, and when it gets split out? So have you seen it? Will it be at the town level, will it be a financial burden to us? I want to know if that's okay.
Through the chair, I don't think there's any suggestion it will be a financial burden to Seaford. It's more the case that if you, what we're seeking to say there is that currently all of the services that are provided at a county council level to the four affected areas are provided by East Sussex County Council. In this proposal, all of those would need to be ceased and re-provided by Brighton and Hove City Council. And that would be disruptive and it would be costly because of the fact there would be lots of staff tupiing going on and so on. And we're yet to understand any reason for it because no proper substantive reason has ever been put forward. That's as far as I can really answer the question, if that helps.
You've got so I'm so happy with that. It's all
Councillor
written.
Matthews, did you have a comment?
Yeah, I think I can't quite remember everything that Councillor Dunn
Sorry.
said. No, it's all right, it's all right. I get certainly the gist of it. I agree with it because I think it's the divisiveness.
It's sort of taken from here. Sorry, just to help.
Just one person at a time, otherwise it gets very confusing.
Yeah, I think it is worth mentioning something about the potential divisiveness of this proposal across the communities and the neighbourhoods. I did wonder whether it was worth strengthening on page 9, the first paragraph around the 86% of responses gave their preference as making no changes to the current Lewis district boundaries. I mean, that's a significant 86%, it's higher than the Brexit vote, isn't it? So it's really I do wonder if there's any way we can strengthen that wording around, the public giving their view.
Do you have a form of words?
No.
I mean, through the chair, it does, in the previous sentence, it does say these proposals were comprehensively rebuffed when this matter was consulted on, and over 86% of the respondents received, gave that as a response. I'm not sure how many, I'm not sure how else to say that.
That is an addition, isn't it? Yes. And there was an online petition against the proposals attracting nearly 7,000 signatures. Yeah. So I think probably the figures and the percentages actually speak
no,
for
they're quite
themselves,
significant.
don't they? They are significant, yeah.
I guess my concern is that they've already been submitted, haven't they? And then the Secretary of State has still said I'm still not convinced, but I just think it was just worth underlining somehow.
That's what we're saying. But this goes on for
Okay.
Maybe it's rebuffed. Maybe that's the word.
Yeah.
I think maybe need to change.
These proposals were comprehensively rebuffed when this matter was consulted on by the District Council and County Council in autumn 2025. Right. Sorry. Okay.
I'll take a seat, but I was just, if I can think of anything on.
Yeah, okay, if you want to come back to us with formal words.
So I was just going to follow on,
and then Councillor Mark.
Sorry, I'll just follow from Ollie because it occurred to me that maybe after autumn 2025, if we re-emphasise that the proposal hasn't changed, so it's they've rebuffed it already, and it hasn't changed. So, does that make sense?
Yes.
I haven't got words.
Just through the chair, just to clarify, they have slightly changed it because originally the idea was to take New Haven as well.
Okay.
So what they've done is they've dropped New Haven, and then they've said they want the rest of it.
Yeah.
Just to be complete.
Yeah. But presumably you could find a form of words just to make that point that time has passed, but there are only minor changes. This is not a significant change to the original discussion.
So there's no reason to.
Yes, this is not a significant change that we're being asked to vote on.
Yeah.
Have you got that?
Yeah, I think probably what we'll have to do is take the comments away and then fine tune the wording outside.
Yes.
Is probably the way, rather than voting on kind of.
I think that's right. Yes, but I think if we're getting the nuance of and the direction of what we want to add, I'm sure with the help of the recording that you can pick that up. Councillor Markwell.
Yes, thank you, Chair. Just to say, and I don't have a form of words properly either, and this might not be appropriate, but I'm kind of feeling quite, angry about it in terms of the lip service that is being paid for public engagement, because the whole process was told to us before this that there would be proper consultation and that people would be listened to. Well, clearly we're not being listened to if we can provide this much this much percentage of engagement, which is, as you said, is a lot higher than Brexit. If the government thinks that's what they wanted, they got it, and yet they're playing lip service to it if they're not actually going to then listen to it. What do they want 100%? I don't, it's like, what are they expecting that they would, what would make the difference? It's not clear, when they're asking us to engage, at what point would it shift the balance of power in our favour? And at the moment it doesn't seem to be doing that, so I don't quite understand why they're asking for public engagement if that's how they're responding to it. And that's in the two-stage process, because of course they got the response first and then they're going to get another one now.
And I think that is a very important
point.
And
I do think it's an important point.
Public trust is being undermined.
It's totally undermined, and I just feel it's exactly right. And next time they go out for public consultation and anything, they won't get anything because people will have completely lost faith. And I think for the government to understand that swathes of their population will have lost faith in this process and their idea of public engagement possibly may not go well with them. And I know that makes it a slightly political point, but I think it needs to be highlighted.
And I'm sure formal words could gently
Something,
point that
yeah,
out
just steer it in that
about disappointment in the process. Yeah, I think that's right. Councillor Matthews, were you coming back with the formal words? And then Councillor Bristow.
Yes, I was. Well, yeah. So those proposals were comprehensive. I think it simply means that I think we just say rejected by the constituents along those lines when this matter was consulted. And then, I just think that would be.
So this is, we're talking about page 9, the paragraph at the top.
So this would be page 8, isn't it? So those proposals were comprehensively rejected by constituents. Those came in.
Through the chair, originally I did write rejected, but then if you look down to the third paragraph, it talks about rejections there, and I didn't want to keep using the same words, so I think that's why I changed it to rebuff.
I think for that paragraph, I think we just need to get in there and and make sure. I appreciate that. I just think rebuffed sounds a bit gentler. I think we just go in with rejected.
Or perhaps rebuffed at the top and rejected at the bottom.
We're moving now.
Okay, all right. We're getting very pedantic here, but I think we've got the direction of travel here. Councillor Bristow, did you have a comment?
Thank you, thanks, Chair. It's, in my mind, a less important one than a lot of the points that have already been made. However, I do think perhaps it is significant in mentioning the timescale, the duration that it would take to actually achieve any proposed micro disaggregation at sub-ward level. Carving up wards and so on, and all the knock-on effects and things, that's a massive project in itself. And in order to actually get a unitary authority up and running, I mean, the timescales were already delayed, and so perhaps if we could make a point within this saying that, as a secondary point, that it would basically take a lot more time to implement that way than keeping things as they are, also could be an important one.
Councillor Lord.
But one final point. Thank you, Chair. I'm actually involved in this particular escapade, and the council I'm with has contacted four councils to put together a scheme
and submitted to central government. And the scheme was with every chief exec, every leader of the council to agree a proposal. And if you can imagine doing that in a very short period of time, involving hundreds of hours of council officer time, specialist consultants, legal advisors, and also trying to involve people like myself who eventually going to lose a job into this particular scheme, submitted to Whitehall. And they came out and I said, we're not going to do that, we're going to do this. So I shudder to think, I mean, millions of pounds it's cost, millions and millions of pounds it cost. Submitted to them, no, what we're going to do, right, you're East Sussex, you're West Sussex, that's Brian, Brian's not got enough population, take over part of the South Coast. That is a directive, whether you like it or not. What gets me is that it wasn't in the current administration's manifesto, being told that's what you're going to do. And just very quickly, we're waiting now for a directive from Whitehall to say exactly what's going to happen. What we say here will make a slight bit difference. Only thing that will make a difference here, Chair, is the fact that the town of Parish Council will remain as they are. Everything above us will disappear, and it will down to the mayor and 2 or 3 people decide what happens to East Sussex, and that's what's happening now.
I think we are all very concerned about the implications for
and me
public
losing the
trust
job
and the
as well.
democratic process. Does anyone have any new comments before we take a vote? I have to say that I do think that this risks doing far more harm to public trust in the democratic process in local government, and the effect of job security and morale and general trust does seem to be greater than any proposed savings and efficiency, etc. It is becoming a little bit of a mockery, and I think they need to look again at the whole process. That's my personal opinion. I think in the interest of time, so thank you, Councillor Lord, I think I'm going to move this to a vote because I'm aware of the timing and there may be people waiting outside for the planning and highways. Okay, so what we're being asked to do is that we're being asked to consider the draft version of the officer recommended responses to the local government reorganisation proposals and suggest changes or alterations as required before delegating power to the town clerk. So I think that we've done that. We've had a robust discussion, and I think we're all of a very similar mind about this. So first of all, being asked to note the contents of the report. Can I have a proposer, please? Councillor Meek, seconder, please. Councillor Matthews, those in favour, please. Anyone against? Any abstentions? So that is carried unanimously. Thank you. And secondly, to delegate power to the town clerk to submit the response as agreed in the meeting as the formal response on behalf of Seaford Town Council. So can I have a proposer for that, please? Councillor Sturton, thank you. Seconder, Councillor Markwell, those in favour? Thank you, that again looks unanimous. Anyone against? Any abstentions? Right, okay, I think we have a directive. Thank you very much for letting us have a voice rather than feeling that you have to take this on yourself. So thank you very much for allowing our voice to be taken part of on behalf of the residents. Thank you. Okay, I now declare the meeting closed. 7:25.